All right, welcome to 4.3. We're going to be doing factoring. So what we're going to be doing now is undoing what we were doing before. So rather than multiplying using the area model, we're going to factor using the area model or divide, either way you want to look at it. But we're trying to get this right here, the x squared plus 9x plus 18. We're going to try to get this into two binomials. So this and this. There's a lot of ways to do this. My preferred method is to show you this with the area model. If you can do this other ways, you're more than welcome to do other ways, but I'm going to show you how to do it this way. And it's an important tool for any college, basic college algebra course. So the idea that we're going to do is we're going to put this inside the box. Factoring, we're going to start inside the box, work our way out. So we know it's x squared. We know it's 18. What we don't know is what's here and here. Okay, we don't know what's in these two boxes. What we do know is that they have to add to 9. We also know because they have to add to 9 because remember, we're going to add up all these boxes here to get this. So that's the first thing we know. So we know that they have to add to 9. The second thing we know is that when we multiply here and multiply here, they have to give you the same thing. So it has to multiply to give you 18. So what two numbers add to give you 9 and multiply to give you 18? Now, if you're not really good with the mental math, if you can't figure this out in your head, there's kind of a neat little trick you can do on your calculator. So on your calculator, what you can do is just go over here and take that last number, which is 18, and just go divide it by x. So if you just put 18 divided by x in, hit enter, and if you just go to your table of values, what you'll see is you'll see a whole bunch of numbers, 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6, 4 times 4.5. And what we're trying to find out is which one of these combinations of numbers up here, the 118, 29, 36, and so on, is going to add to 9, because these will all multiply to give me 18. Which ones add to 9? If you look here, the 3 and the 6. So we know that this is going to be a 3x and a 6x. We can really put them in any box order we want. So that's the first part. Now, how do we get the outside of this? That's, again, generally pretty simple as well, but just kind of stick with the rules and understand what we were doing. So you can pick really any two boxes. I'm going to start here and here. We know that they multiplied x squared, so we know it's going to give you an x and an x to give you x squared. Well, this times what will give me 3x? That's plus 3. This times what will give me 6x? That's a plus 6. So now we have the two pieces, x plus 6 and x plus 3, that are going to multiply out to give you this. Now, we'll try a slightly trickier one, but you'll notice they're really all the same. I say they're slightly trickier. It's going to be a little more involved. We have a leading term and negative number, but it really won't change much of anything that you do. Okay, so let's start here. So we are going to figure out this piece. We're going to try to break this apart. So I'm going to start with a 4x squared here and a minus 15 here. So already we got the negative numbers. So let's see what we need to do. We need to make sure that this and this add to give me a positive 17. So it needs to add to give me plus 17, but it's going to multiply these two to give me whatever this is, and the 4 times negative 15, if we go here, 4 times negative 15, that's our negative 60. So whatever we put in these two boxes have to multiply to negative 60 and add to 17. So if we go back to here, we can just type in negative 60 divided by x. If we don't want to do this in our head, go to our table of values, and we're going to scroll up and down and see which ones of these are going to add to 17. So if you kind of scroll down here, I see I have a 3 and a negative 20. 3 plus negative 20 is going to give me negative 17, so I can put a 3x in here and negative 20x there. So again, it multiplies the negative 60 and adds to 17. The problem is, you notice I kind of made a mistake. See how this and this is going to add to negative 17? So what you can do is you can reverse the sign. Let's do a plus 20 and a minus 3. Now they will add up to a positive 17. So that's the first part, is filling out this. The second part is getting the outside. Now what we don't know for the outside is this going to be 2 and 2 or 4 and 1 to give me the 4x squared. So we don't have to go there. We can kind of use any combination of boxes here that we'd like. So I'm going to just kind of move this out of the way here. So what I like to do is kind of pick a section. So I'm going to look at this row right here. And I'm just going to look at the greatest common factor. What's the greatest common factor of 4 and 20? You should know that it's 4. Right? Because 4 goes into 4 and 4 goes into 20. So if the greatest common factor here is a 4 and there's an x in both of these, that means there's going to be 4x and x to give me 4x squared. And now we can use this. This x times what is negative 3x? It's going to be a minus 3. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. And now we have the two pieces that we need, the 4x minus 3 and the x plus 5. So this next one here, I'm going to kind of do and pause at moments. I think it'll be good for you to kind of work this on your own as much as you can. So see how far you can get on your own, and I will do it in bits and pieces. So again, the first thing we're trying to look for is this. So step one should be to put these numbers in the box. So it takes a moment, put the numbers in the box, see what you get. Did you put 4x squared and plus 3 here? Hopefully you did. So now the next step is we need to figure out what goes here and here. So what do they need to add to? And what do they need to multiply to? So we need to know what are those numbers inside here need to add to, and what do they need to multiply to? This is a good thing to put down. So pause the video, fill it in, see what you get. Did you get negative 8 and 12? Hopefully you should have. The negative 8 comes from it's going to add to that middle term, right? Because that's how we sum to get this. And where do we get 12 from? Well, 4 times 3 is 12. So let's go to add to negative 8 and multiply to give you 12. So again, you can go over here and do your 12 divided by x. Go to your table of values and do me a favor, figure out what numbers go into these two boxes. So what I did is I scrolled up a little bit just so you can kind of see it. You should notice that 2 times 6 is going to give you 12 and 2 plus 6 will give you 8. The problem is we need it to be negative. So we're going to beat both of these on the negative side, negative 2 and negative 6. So it's going to be negative 2x and negative 6x. That will add to negative 8 and multiply to negative 12. So let's do this. What should you put right here? Okay, so let's put a big question mark right there. What should be in that box? See if you can do that. So pause the video, see if you can figure out what should go there. Hopefully, you took some time, thought about it, and remember what I said. You're looking for the greatest common factor here. So what you're looking for here is a GCF. So what is the greatest common factor of 4 and negative 6? Well, it should be 2x. Let me just put a barrier here. So you, right, because 2 goes into 4 and 2 goes into 6, which means 2x times 2x gives me the 4x squared. Now, 2x times what number will give me negative 2 and negative 1? And then you can go negative 1 times negative 3 will give me a positive 3, which means I have 2x minus 1 and 2x minus 3 over here. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. Come back to the video and practice if you need to.